I represent, he was there doing a, supposedly having an album release, and Kenny Lattimore and then his wife, Shantae Moore, were there, and they were performing.
Yeah, I was going to open for Babyface that night.
Oh, he was opening for Babyface.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, we landed from LA, and our plane was the last to land, and our car was the last to go through the Holland Tunnel. And lo and behold, we get to our hotel, and there's 9/11. And the planes had crashed into the hotels, and the rest is history. So we could not get home, and of course, Kenny canceled his concert. Well, lo and behold, we were able to get a car to bring us back to Washington, which had been shut down as well. And I was able to ride from New York to Washington, D.C. with my friend here, Kenny Lattimore. And it was, he and Shantae made the trip so pleasant. But it was a horrible situation. It was just intense because we didn't know what we were going to be confronted with, leaving New York in a car, going through, the expressway and the New Jersey Turnpike, and then getting here in Washington. And am I not mistaken, there were tanks, right?
Mm-hmm. And it was really weird because Andrews Air Force Base being so close, you could hear the jets flying over constantly, and it was, I know I would have little panic attacks, to tell you the truth, that is something getting ready to happen, like right in my backyard. It was really a scary time, but you're absolutely right. It was a blessing to share that time with friends and be comforted.
Well, he's my lifelong friend. We don't really talk much, but he's my lifelong
Absolutely.
friend.
Absolutely.
That. And it's just a pleasure for me to be here. Spur of the Moment has talked to the media about their longevity and about performing with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a Grammy-nominated, Image Award winning recording artist, a native of Washington, D.C., and you've had consistency. And I guess as the moderator, I'm going to ask the first question. How do you explain that? How have you been able to capture the audience and maintain the audience for as long as you have?
You know what? I think it has to do with purpose. When you begin to look at your opportunity and your platform as more than just you, it takes on different meanings for me. So let me try to explain that further. There have been times when the industry's changed. There were times when I changed emotionally, did not want to be a part of the industry part of it. Never had a problem with the music. But there were so many different twists and turns along the way. And what I realized through the years is that I always had a musical purpose, and that was to sing to the hearts of women and to the minds of men, to encourage them in love. That was it. God put me here to do that with my music. And as long as I focused on that as a purpose, it allowed me to be consistent, to continually spread love, be loved, step outside of myself. Because there, again, still days that I'm tired or what have you, and I remember that there's something deeper, there's something greater, and I have to go forth. And that's my explanation for it. Some of the other aspects of it in terms of a business and having longevity as a business is really, I think promotion comes from God. Everybody's going to have a different story. I wasn't smart enough to map out some incredible direction and way to say this is going to be my longevity. I was just blessed and favored. And because I know that I'm blessed and favored, I try to walk with integrity. I try to represent this city and everything that I do with a class and a sophistication that you would be proud of. And I'm happy to share the stage today with Spur of the Moment, who started with me. Some of my very first concerts, I'm sure they talked about it, we did together with the Fugees and different folks. And then they stuck with me through years and years. There'd be times when I'd just pop into DC and we'd be at the harbor or something, and I'd sing a couple songs, and here we are again, and on the cruise ships, and there's just been this rich history. So that means there's loyalty. I've been blessed and favored with being surrounded by people that are loyal, even like Ramon, to even remember that story. But I think that it's all just a blessing from God for me. It's not anything that I did in particular. I just tried to hold up a standard.
Well, one